Hello everyone, back again with movie and tune recap. Today, I'm going to explain an American supernatural slasher horror film from 2005, titled Venom. Spoilers ahead, so watch out and take care. The film opens in a cemetery, where a Creole woman named Miss Emmy is seen digging in the ground. After some time, she uncovers a buried briefcase adorned with a snake-shaped necklace, and the sight of the necklace triggers a flashback. Miss Emmy lights several candles and begins performing a ritual, speaking in an unfamiliar language. Meanwhile, at a local burger joint, high school senior Eden is hanging out with her friends, Rachel, Cece, Ricky, Patty, Tammy, Eric, and Sean. It is revealed that Eden and Eric are in a relationship, though they are currently experiencing difficulties. Shortly after, Sean's father, Ray Sawyer, a local tow truck driver, arrives at the burger joint to pick up an order, and the tense relationship between Ray and Sean is evident. After Ray leaves, Rachel comments on how frightening he looks, noting the scar on his face. Tammy then tells Ricky about a bra she stole, and when she notices Ray watching them, she provocatively flashes him. In the forest, Miss Emmy drags the briefcase to her car and places it inside, and something appears to move within the briefcase as she drives away. After work, Eden heads home and passes Ray's gas station, where she notices him staring at her. Moments later, a car begins following her, but it is revealed to be Eric, who wants to talk and repair their strained relationship. Eden accuses Eric of breaking up with her, but he insists that she ended things. The argument stems from Eden's decision to leave town for college, while Eric plans to stay and take over his father's business. Soon after, Ray arrives at the bridge and asks Eden if she is all right, and when she assures him that she is, Ray scolds Eric for parking his car on the bridge. As Ray begins to drive away, the Creole woman, Miss Emmy, passes by in her car. She suddenly swerves to avoid Ray, nearly plunging off the bridge. Ray rushes into the unstable vehicle to save her, and while injured, Miss Emmy repeatedly begs him to retrieve the briefcase. After helping her out of the car, Ray climbs back inside and reaches for it, but at that moment, the car breaks free, falls off the bridge, and sinks into the water below. The briefcase suddenly opens, releasing several snakes that attack Ray. Police and ambulance units are called to the scene, and Ray's body is recovered, along with Miss Emmy, who is later revealed to be Cece's grandmother. Deputy Turner shows the sheriff the briefcase retrieved from the car, now found to be empty, and Ray's tow truck is assigned to be moved. Eric blames himself for Ray's death, believing he could have done something to prevent it, but Eden tells him that he might have drowned as well. Shortly afterward, Cece arrives at the scene, visibly shaken by the tragedy, and she takes the snake-shaped necklace that was found on her grandmother's body. Cece then surprises Eden and Eric by asking about the briefcase and the cause of Ray's death. She is told that Ray died by drowning and that the briefcase was empty when it was recovered. Concerned, Cece asks if they are certain Ray drowned, and after being reassured, she asks the sheriff to take her to her grandmother's house. Meanwhile, Ray's body is transported to the morgue. While the coroner is speaking with his girlfriend on the phone, he begins to hear strange noises. He enters the room where Ray's body is being kept and examines the corpse, noting several snake bites and pumping water from Ray's mouth as a result of the drowning. The coroner returns to finish his phone call, and once it ends, he goes back to the examination room, and to his shock, Ray's body is gone. Strange noises echo through the morgue, and as he searches for Ray, he notices something unusual on the floor, and moments later, something attacks him. Meanwhile, Deputy Turner drives Ray's tow truck back to Ray's gas station, and upon arriving, he hears strange noises coming from the garage. He enters to investigate but finds nothing, and when he returns to the tow truck, he discovers that the keys are missing. As the noises continue, he looks underneath the vehicle and sees a figure moving on the opposite side. Frightened, he grabs his radio to call for help, but before he can respond, he is attacked with a crowbar. The attacker is revealed to be Ray, who kills him, drags his body away, and uses the deputy's blood to draw a snake symbol on his own forehead. The following day, Eric tries to console Sean over his father Ray's death, but Sean angrily blames Ray for abandoning him and insists that he has nothing to do with Ray. Meanwhile, Eden visits her father's grave, and while there, she hears strange noises and follows them to the back of the cemetery, where she sees Ray's tow truck driving past. Later at work, she tells Rachel what she saw, but Rachel dismisses it as impossible, since Ray is dead. Elsewhere, Tammy and Patty plan to go shoplifting but stop at Ray's gas station to repair their car first. While Tammy fuels the car, Patty excuses herself to use the bathroom behind the garage. After finishing, Tammy goes looking for Patty and steals some money from the cash register. She checks the bathroom but finds Patty is not there. Tammy then enters the garage to search for her, where she discovers Ray's tow truck. As Tammy continues searching the garage, she comes across one of Patty's shoes, unaware that Ray is moving behind her. When she reaches for it, she slips on blood on the floor and discovers Patty hanging from several chains. Spotting Ray, Tammy tries to escape, but he closes the garage door, trapping her inside, and a chase ensues. When Tammy attempts to crawl beneath a car, Ray lowers the vehicle onto her and kills her by sandblasting her to death. Meanwhile at a lake, a heavily intoxicated Sean is swimming and having fun with his girlfriend, Rachel. Nearby, Eden tells Eric about seeing Ray's tow truck in the cemetery, and their relationship appears to be improving. Moments later, Ricky arrives and informs them that Ray's body is missing, along with those of the coroner and Deputy Turner. Upon hearing this, Sean becomes furious and abandons Rachel at the lake, speeding off on his bike, and Eric follows after him. At the same time, Eden, Ricky, and Rachel drive to Cece's grandmother's house in the woods to look for Cece. Upon arrival, they notice several bells hanging from the staircase and a spell drawn on the floor at the entrance. As they search the house, they find it empty and come across a ritual drawing on the wall. Cece then shows up and explains that it depicts a milking ceremony, an old Haitian ritual. According to Cece, the Mambo performs the ceremony to save a man's soul by cleansing him of evil. The snakes are charmed by the Mambo and draw out the man's evil so his soul may pass on. Meanwhile, Eric follows Sean to Ray's garage, where Sean angrily confronts him for abandoning him. In frustration, Sean smashes a window with a tire and begins vandalizing the place. While trying to stop him, they discover a photograph of Sean as a child, suggesting that Ray did care about him. Sean storms out toward the garage and discovers Tammy's remains, and when Eric sees them as well, they quickly flee the scene. Back at Cece's grandmother's house, Eden tells Cece about Ray's missing body, the disappearance of the others, and seeing Ray's tow truck in the cemetery. Cece then takes Eden to a voodoo temple and explains that her grandmother was a Mambo who helped many people by working with both good and evil spirits, known as Los. Cece further explains that the snake necklace her grandmother wore is called a baka, a charm used for protection against evil. She tells Eden about the old Creole burial ground. Her grandmother had once dug there to retrieve the briefcase, fearing that someone else might find it first. That briefcase contained every soul her grandmother had ever milked, drawing out evil to purify them. Cece explains that the snakes that killed Ray were filled with the evil her grandmother had removed from men, and that this evil later possessed Ray's bod. Cece explains that Ray's new purpose is to kill and offer sacrifices to the Dark Los, which is why he visited the cemetery. He needed a sacred place to worship. Eden finds this difficult to believe and assumes Cece needs help. She tells Ricky and Rachel to go get her mother and contact the sheriff, since there is no signal at the house. When Eden tells Cece what she has done, Cece warns her that she should have gone as well. Cece explains that Ray will come to the house because she is the only remaining descendant. Ray wants her dead and will kill anyone who stands in his way. Meanwhile, as Ricky and Rachel head toward Rachel's car, they begin to hear strange noises but see nothing. When they reach the car, they are shocked to find it flipped over. They spot Ray's truck nearby and hear the noises again. Soon, they see Ray holding a crossbar, and they run back toward the house, but Ray manages to strike Rachel with the bar. Eden rushes out to help her, and as they flee toward the house, Ricky slips on the staircase, and the undead Ray pins Ricky down with a crowbar. Eden then realizes that Ray is unable to enter the house because of the voodoo spells placed on the front door. Left alone with the zombified Ray, Ricky is brutally attacked as Ray rips off his arm and uses his blood to draw a snake symbol on the wall of the house. After noticing Ray dragging Ricky's body away, Eden asks Cece if her grandmother owned a gun, and Cece tells her where to find it. Moments later, Sean and Eric arrive at Cece's grandmother's house and immediately notice Rachel's overturned car. As they rush toward the house, they see blood on the stairs and walls and soon spot Ray nearby. Eden opens the door for them, and they hurry inside, where they are informed that Ricky is dead. They move to the Voodoo temple, which Cece says is safe, but suddenly, Ray throws a chain through a window and drags Sean outside. Eric rushes out and manages to save him, and Eden appears and shoots Ray with a shotgun. However, the zombified Ray rises again and mortally wounds Sean before Eric shoots him once more. They bring the injured Sean back inside, but despite their efforts to save him, he eventually dies on the floor, and Rachel is devastated as she mourns the loss of her boyfriend. Later, Eden asks Cece how they can stop the zombified Ray, and Cece explains that it can only be done using the baka. However, her grandmother was the only one who knew how to use it, and now that she is dead, stopping Ray seems impossible. When Eric looks out the window, he realizes that Ray, who had been standing outside earlier, is gone. Knowing about voodoo dolls and spells, Cece suggests turning Sean's body into a human voodoo doll to control Ray, since Ray's blood flows through Sean. Eric and Rachel initially oppose the idea, but realizing they will die if they do nothing, they eventually agree. Sean's body is taken to the Voodoo temple, and unable to watch as Cece prepares the ritual, Eric and Rachel leave the room. Before beginning, Cece instructs Eden to carefully follow everything she does, and then she begins the ritual. In the living room, as Eric and Rachel talk, they begin to hear strange noises outside. They see Ray using his tow truck to tear into the house's foundation, ripping an entire room away. Eric and Rachel are dragged with it, and Cece's leg is crushed by a falling support beam. Ray climbs over the wreckage towards Cece, but Eden hands her a knife, and Cece stabs Sean's body several times, slowing Ray down. Ultimately, the possessed killer reaches her and slashes her throat, killing her. Eden grabs the baka, and she, Eric, and Rachel flee in Eric's car. Ray follows them in his truck and throws a chain, dragging Rachel halfway out of the vehicle. Despite Eden's efforts to pull her back inside, they crash into fallen trees, and Rachel is impaled, killing her. After driving further, Eden and Eric become stuck in the swamp, and as Ray reaches them, they abandon the car and run for their lives. While running through the swamp, Eden and Eric struggle to reach dry land, and Ray dives beneath the murky water, only to encounter a copy of Unicorn Island. Soon, Ray attacks them, causing them to separate, and while searching for Eden, Eric is unaware that Ray is behind him. Meanwhile, Eden makes her way to the cemetery and discovers a temple, a sacred place she enters. Inside, she notices a tomb marked with a snake symbol, and as she inspects it, she is horrified to find Ray's victims inside. When she tries to escape, Ray locks her in, and fearing his return, she hides beneath Patty's body. Ray arrives and throws Eric into the tomb before preparing for a ritual. Eden initially believes Eric is dead, but when he opens his eyes, her surprised gasp alerts Ray. The zombified Ray grabs a knife and approaches the tomb to check who is alive, seizing Eden's leg. To protect her, Eric creates a distraction, sacrificing himself to divert Ray's attention. As Ray approaches the altar to begin the ritual, Eden grabs the knife used to kill Eric and moves toward him. She notices something moving inside his body, and when she attempts to stab Ray, he resists, and a struggle ensues. Eden gains the upper hand and burns Ray's body, but the two end up inside another tomb. She uses a gate to separate herself from Ray and uses the baka, forcing the zombified Ray to submit. However, two snakes possessing Ray emerge from his body and begin attacking her. Eden climbs out of the tomb and distracts the snakes by throwing the baka inside, trapping both the creatures and Ray. She exits the temple, and after some walking, comes across Ray's tow truck. Hearing growling sounds in the distance, Eden quickly enters the truck and begins to start it, but Ray, having escaped the tomb, attacks her. Eden narrowly evades him and hides in nearby bushes, with Ray searching for her while holding a crossbar. Using her wits, Eden outsmarts Ray and ultimately uses his own truck to kill him, scattering his body into pieces. She steps out, looks at Ray's dismembered body one last time, and staggers away. Moments later, the two snakes emerge from his body, searching for a new host, as the movie concludes. Okay guys, that's all the recap about Venom from 2005. Thanks for watching, see you again in the next video.